Wait, no, we're not going outside. Wait, sit. Come here, this is for filming. We're gonna film today. There was just a big giant polar vortex that came through Wisconsin, where Yeti and I are from. Find out how Yeti and I survived. Up next on Yeti's Place. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below. And check out our links. So Yeti and I just lived through an extreme weather event in the northern United States. It's called a polar vortex. He's crazy because he thinks we're going on a walk. What in the world is a polar vortex? Well, I'm gonna talk about that first, and then I'll get into how Yeti reacted to the polar vortex. So for nearly 1 week, we had experienced the polar vortex. Up by the North Pole, there's a bunch of really cold air, really cold air, and it blew down into the United States. Our temperatures in the United States, in Wisconsin where I am from, which is up near the Great Lakes, bordering Canada, hit for a high temperature, -49 degrees Fahrenheit before wind chill. So that would be around equal to, I don't know if it's -45 degrees Celsius, but it was cold. And this was without wind chill. With the wind chill, it was -71 degrees Fahrenheit. It was so cold. On my parka, this parka, it's good to -70 degrees Fahrenheit. This parka is made to be worn in Antarctica on expeditions. It weighs literally a third of Yeti's weight. It's an old parka. I've had it for 20 years and it's come in really handy a few times each winter. It comes down to my knees. And then on my feet are these winter boots that are moose hide and wool. These guys are good to -20 degrees. So there was an area about this big that was exposed to the outdoor elements. Just walking from inside to my car, from my car to inside, I would feel the wind hitting right here, and it was freezing the skin on contact. Even though I had pants on, even though I had long johns underneath, like, it was freezing the skin. Even though I was only outside for about a minute. And of course my head had the hood pulled up, and you know, all you could see was this much of my face, and I had mittens on. So that parka that I had just taken off is good to -70 degrees Fahrenheit. Temperatures were like what it would have been in the Arctic, or what the Antarctic is like during the Antarctic winter. It was fierce, it was brutal, it was nasty, it was ugly. The few experiments that were done were bubbles being blown outside. So you'd pick up the bubble thing and you'd blow into the bubble thing. Well, the bubble would come out, and within a few seconds of it hitting the air, you could see it crystallizing. And then once it was totally crystallized, which didn't take long at all, just like a few seconds, then it would slowly fall to the ground and just like burst everywhere because it was ice. And then you dump a pot of boiling water up into the air and it would just like poof, just vapors. Some other experiments that were done: getting a t-shirt, soaking the t-shirt in water, bringing the t-shirt outside. Within a matter of 2 minutes at the most, that t-shirt was frozen solid. And you could knock on it and it would sound like, it would sound like a solid surface. It was absolutely crazy. People put denim blue jeans in water and then brought them outside and stood them up and made them look like they were walking, just the denim blue jeans. And they froze like that, looking as though there were invisible people inside of those blue jeans. Now, I know you guys are wondering how in the world Yeti did during all this. I did not have the scarf on Yeti, nor did I have the mittens on Yeti, nor did I have the hat on Yeti. Yeti is made out of this thick double layer of fur. Really thick, really long, really durable fur. He still had to go on his walks. And by walks, I mean a mile in the morning, a mile at lunchtime, and then a mile in the evening, about a half hour each time. He demands it. He's a very active dog. So his dad would get bundled up from head to foot. You know, not a single bare spot of skin was exposed on my husband. Meanwhile, Yeti went outside like this. He was panting like he is now, except outside where it was bitterly cold. I would have Yeti outside for 30 seconds. Yeti would come racing up to me, get down on his front paws, tail wiggling, oh boy, mom, play with me, and then he'd start barking at me, and I'd get like this close to putting his collar on him and he would dart off, wanting me to stay out there and play with him. And play because he can't feel the temperature. He has no idea that it's that cold outside. Now I know that his mane is really, really thick and the rest of him too is really thick. But it just goes to show you exactly how durable a Samoyed is in the harsh winter temperatures. Now I know that Yeti has quite a few viewers, quite a few subscribers from around the equator as well as the areas surrounding the equator that never see snow, never see cold at all, that are always summertime year-round. Yeti does wonderfully in really bitterly cold temperatures. That is his prime time temperature. He stays so warm because of this thick double layer of fur. The outer coat, of course, protects him from the wind and the other elements. And then the inner coat is like a cashmere soft insulated inner coat, kind of like the down inside of my parka. And Yeti stayed plenty warm. He did not need any booties outside. We could have probably put booties on him, but he didn't seem to notice the cold temperatures on his paws because I keep his paws, the fur underneath the paws in between the pads of his feet, nice and short, so then that way he doesn't get the ice balls. And the rest of him is left long, especially for these cold, bitter temperatures, which Yeti does not seem to mind at all. So that is how Yeti and his mom and his dad survived the polar vortex. It was cold. Sammies are designed for the bitter, brutal cold of the Great White North. Oh, Yeti, come here. Look what Mom has. Look at this. Yeti thinks we're going on a walk. We're not going on a walk because I have my parka in here and I have my boots on, so he thinks, oh boy, we're gonna go outside to that bitter cold temperature. No, we're not. Oh, and then the temperatures, they're going to be warming up about over 100 degrees from where they had been to where they're going to be tomorrow. 100 degrees in 24 hours. It is just absolutely crazy, like crazy. I cannot tell you how crazy that is, but it's just, I'll say it again, crazy. If you're new here, please be sure to subscribe, click that bell notification, and please check out our links down below. We'll have some great Yetis place items that will come in handy for you guys getting your dogs through the winter months, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.